It seems like over the last few weeks when I've been doing these videos about COVID-19 that most of it turns out to be a lot of doom and gloom, which is why I'm so excited about this video. Because this video is about a lot of the good news that we're starting to learn about this pandemic here in America. And I want to limit my conversation in this video to what's going on in California because it's really exciting. So California has been somewhat of an enigma. All the modeling that we were doing, all the projections for the number of hospitalizations and the number of deaths that could result in a state that has a population of 40 million has been severely overestimated. And so that begs the question, why? What is it about this virus and about this current pandemic that it was making all those projections wrong? Well, there's some key facts and some key clues that are starting to come out that I think are going to be able to give us some idea. So the first thing is the Chinese authority has already begun to kind of revise its story as to when they first became aware of this novel coronavirus, the SARS-CoV-2 that causes COVID-19. Originally, the idea was that it was discovered in December, and you may remember it was December 31st, 2019, that the World Health Organization was notified by the Chinese government about the development of this novel coronavirus. But now the authorities in China are saying that this virus may have been around as early December, late November, or possibly even early November. And that these individuals initially, the vast majority of them were asymptomatic. They didn't know they had it, they didn't know that they were shedding it, and therefore they didn't know that they were passing it on to others. Why is that important for California? Because California is the #1 destination for Chinese citizens to visit as tourists. In fact, during those very months, October, November, and December of 2019, on average, 8,000 Chinese citizens would come as tourists to California to visit every day. Now, what that means is that there is a very high likelihood that there was transmission of this virus in California as early as late November or early December. And that it spread initially asymptomatically so that a significant number of people in California may already be infected. And it's the fact that they've already been infected and that they didn't have a very serious case of it that is keeping this virus from spreading like wildfire through those communities. And that's good news for two reasons. One, it means that we have herd immunity. We have an R0 value that may be a lot closer to 1 than the 2.2 that I had originally estimated based on the data that was available. And remember, an R0 value of 1, that's that infectivity rate. If it's at 1 or less, you're not going to have a pandemic or an epidemic. And it looks like, at least in Northern California, that may be the case. The second thing that we're learning from these developments is that, look, a lot of people may have gotten it, but they were asymptomatic. And so maybe overall, this COVID-19 may not be as serious as we had originally thought, which means that that case fatality rate that we had estimated to be between 1% to 3% may be lowered a whole lot more. Both of these are reasons to be really optimistic about the future with regards to COVID-19. But what's the proof in the pudding? It's testing. And from what I understand, earlier this week, 3,200 Northern Californians around the Bay Area have been tested, and now we'll be getting the results probably early next week. And that'll give us some idea of a population sampling to see just how many people may already be immune to it, at least in California.